Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to just wait for a couple people to join. But this morning I am preparing for a get-together for my leaders, the leaders in our organization, Pampered Chef organization, and we have, every other month, we get together and share ideas, learn, laugh, eat, because what Pampered Chef consultants don't get together and eat, right? And so today I'm making a bunch of different things for them. I'll be right back. I just realized I need salt and pepper. Hold on. So I decided to invite you all in for the mayhem. And so the first thing I'm going to do is show you the brownies that I'm popping into the oven. I've got a 9x13 baker here. And a little tip for you when you make brownies is line your stoneware with parchment paper, because you can't forget, oh, the salt and pepper, yeah. Line your stoneware with parchment paper. It's so much easier to clean. So my oven is preheated. I've got brownies already done. Half have pecans on them, and the reason for that is because some like nuts, some don't. So I'm going to take care of everybody. All right, so in the oven this goes. The second thing we are making is an egg bake. Hey Dave, nice to see you. And this is, by the way, all of these recipes I'll post so that you'll have them. Want to welcome you here. I think y'all, this is a friends page, right? So y'all know me. And this recipe calls for a 9x13. I'm going to do a little bit bigger because there are a bunch of us eating today. It's my leader team getting together. I love to pamper the leader team because they do such an amazing, amazing job. So I pamper them with table gifts and with food, because I've got to pamper them with food, right? So this is one of the stoneware pieces that we have in white on our current line, and we also have in the outlet in this cranberry color. And I have eggs here. There are 8 eggs, and the recipe calls for some onion rub, but you know, I can't just put onion rub in. I've got to put in our 3 onion rub here. So we're going to put some of this in. We're going to add a little bit of garlic and herb, because everything's better with garlic. Good morning, Sandra. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Courtney, we're sorry you're not able to join us today. Then I'm just going to add some pepper and a little bit of salt. So this egg bake is one that's a really easy one to make. It has potatoes in it, it has eggs, and I'm going to add, it calls for sausage, I'm not going to add sausage. I'm going to add some vegetables instead. Kate, get off of there. You're not supposed to see what you're eating yet. How are you guys driving and being live? All right, so the recipe calls for the pan to be greased, but I'm not going to grease it because it's stoneware. It doesn't need to be greased, right? This is well seasoned. It's got a nice brown color to it. The uglier it looks, the better it cooks. Hey, Wendy. I still owe you a picture of where the camera is on this. Oops, you know what I just realized? This is why it's called Pampered, not Perfect. This calls to put some of the cheese mixture. This calls for quite a bit of cheese. But I'm also making chili for lunch, so I'm just going to grate my cheese once. It's all about being able to, make things easy in the kitchen. Hey, Barbara. One day, Barbara, you're going to come down and join us for our Leaders Day. That's what today is. I'm cooking for the leaders. So we're just going to grate some Monterey Jack. Marna, thanks for joining. It's nice to have such a professional join me and watch. So this is a Monterey Jack cheese. A lot of people don't want to grate their own cheese because it's difficult. I want you to see how easy, when you have a good grater, it is to grate a softer cheese. So this will grate mozzarella, it'll grate your carrots and your zucchini, and in this case, a Monterey Jack cheese. So you are probably really tempted to go and buy that cheese in a bag. Don't do it. Haven't you seen those warning things lately on Facebook about that cheese that's being recalled? Buy yourself a block, and with that block you're able to grate it up yourself, and then you know what's in it. You know, when you buy that bag, it's got, good morning Floyd, It's got extra stuff in it. By the way, Floyd, I'm cooking for the leader day today. We've got the team of leaders getting around the table, and I expect that you're going to be at our next one, which is in June, with Barbara, by the way. All right, so this calls for some of our cheese to go right into the egg mixture. Then, we're just going to get it all over the place. We're going to mix it in, put it in our pan, which I probably should have straight, but it's good enough. You know what I like about working with a glass bowl is that you can see what's in it. So have you ever made brownies like I showed you that's in the oven, and then you get to the bottom of the bowl and you're like, wait, where did that cake mix come from? It's not done, it's not cooked yet, or it's not mixed in yet. Well, that's why you want a nice glass bowl to work with. Hey Shelly, hi Diane. So we've got our egg mixture here with some cheese, and I'm trying to maneuver this whole, let's mix this in a little bit. All right, here's where this gets interesting. This recipe also calls for tater tots. This is our chocolate, right? But I'm going to put the tater tots on. Calls for 1 bag. So here's what's nice about a recipe like this. Hi, Amy. Is that you're able to put your potatoes and your cheese all in one dish. This does call for sausage, but I'm going to make it vegetarian, so we're not putting any sausage in it. Instead, I'm making bacon for the group because my leader team loves bacon. So we're going to make bacon, and I'll show you about that in just a second. All right. And instead of sausage, what I'm going to do is add some vegetables. First, sausage has that meatiness to it, right? But so do portobello mushrooms. So I think that might have been the director team with all those hearts when I said bacon, because some of them are watching this. They're en route. We have team members that drive almost 4 hours to be with us every other month. That's how fun we are. So if you are looking for an opportunity to be a leader and to actually decide when you become a leader, you really should look into a direct sales company. Now, listen, I'm partial to Pampered Chef because I love Pampered Chef. I've been doing it for 22 years. But really, it's about finding something you're passionate about. I like to cook. So Pampered Chef is a natural fit for me. And I'm going to add some peppers to this for a little bit of color. And then we're going to add, did you hear my oven? It's saying, hey, I'm ready for the next dish to go in. We already have brownies in. We have brownies for dessert. And we're going to add some more cheese to this. All right. Oh, I think the cheese, I was supposed to wait till it came out of the oven. Oh, well. Is there anybody else out there that, like me, doesn't read directions all the time? Hey, Michael. All right. So this is going to go in the oven now. Looks delicious, right? Eggs, tater tots, cheese, peppers, mushrooms. Good to go. In the oven. Okay. Whoops. Different oven. I'm lucky enough I have a dual oven. And I say I'm lucky enough because we got a lot cooking today. So you can't have breakfast for my director team without bacon. So let me just show you what I've done. I've taken the bar pan, stoneware, oven, bacon. The house doesn't smell like bacon for a long time, which is amazing. This is a well-seasoned stone. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Nice and dark, okay? So I'm not worried about seasoning this piece of stone. So instead, what I did is I got my bacon all kerfuddled here. Kerfuddled? I don't know where that word came from. I am going to line it with parchment paper because it makes it so much easier to clean. Hey Brandy, hey Amanda. So you can cook your bacon in the oven on a bar pan, and it takes probably about, I do 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. So, Lauren, I know you love bacon. That's why I have not one but 2 pans of bacon cooking today. So this will go in the oven at about 400 degrees. I'll put it in around 9. Everybody's getting here around 9:30. I've got some goods cooking for them, and many of them happen to be watching today, so they're seeing what I'm cooking. All right, so let me just show you this other pan here. Now this bar pan isn't as well seasoned, so this one I chose instead to put the bacon right on so I can continue the seasoning process. Shelly, I wish you were closer too. It would be great to have you join us at a team day. So this doesn't have to go in right yet. So it'll go over here. So we have our breakfast bake in the oven. We have an egg tater tot bake, and I put in some mushrooms and I put on some peppers, and you know what? I put them right on the top, so if anybody doesn't like it, they can pick it right off. We've got some brownies in the oven. I've got those baking. I probably should have watched the time. Oh well. And what I'm going to do now is prep our main dish, which is chili. Chili is perfect. It's rainy here. It's kind of raw, so it's a great day for chili. We've got some cornbread. We're going to have some chili. And on the back burner here, I have my large rock crock heating up. And if you've been around, you've seen any of my videos, you know I love the rock crock because it's got a stoneware core. The mica coating on the outside allows it to go where stoneware can't, on top of the stove, right? So I'm going to start my chili on top of the stove. I'm going to, no need to brag, Wendy, I'm going to start my chili on top of the stove, and then I'm going to set it in my slow cooker. Can you see that back there, right back here? This is the slow cooker with Pampered Chef. We now have a base that goes with the everyday rock crock and the large rock crock. So now you can take your rock crock from the stove and you can brown your meats, you can caramelize your onions, you can, I'll tell you what's in there in just a second. You can take care of stuff, and then you can let it sit. So for those of you who work all day and you love your crock pot, now we've elevated it because you can take that piece and our rock crock, and you can use it on top of the stove for all of the things that you love to do on top of the stove. And when your recipe for a crock pot says sear it, brown it, you know, cook it, you do it right in the rock crock, and then you put it in the stand. Carolyn, hello. I saw that a message went by, but I didn't get to read it because I was in the middle of a little bit of a tirade there. Let's see. Diane, hey, oh, Diane, you know Wendy, great. So we've got some, oh, I know what I promised you. I promised you that I would tell you what was in the rock crock. Good morning, Kim. In the rock crock right now, in the everyday pan, I have a French toast bake. Yes. Yes, I did. Okay. I took a baguette of French bread and cubed it up, added the eggs and the milk and this last night, and let it just marinate in the refrigerator. That's what the recipe said. Didn't say marinate, but soak overnight. Then this morning, I took it and I put it in the everyday rock crock, and I topped it with some brown sugar, some butter, and some vanilla. That's what it called for. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, where's the cinnamon? I don't remember seeing cinnamon in the recipe. I may have missed the cinnamon. But anyway, that's what's in the rock crock right now. So that has a 4-hour on low or 2 hours on high. And I was up early enough, so it got 4 hours on low. So that's what's in there now. And as soon as everybody starts to eat, the chili will go on the slow cooker. So I've got an onion here. I'm just going to cut off the top and the bottom and take off the outside skin. And if you've watched before, you know to take all of your vegetable leftovers and put them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, and then when you have a nice full freezer full, you can, freezer bag full, put it in a pot of water, boil it down, and make your own stock. Hey Jerry, thanks for joining. Okay, so we've got Wendy and Diane catching up. which is great. And this is our manual food processor. I know Jerry has the manual food processor, and I think Jerry has pretty much every stoneware piece that we have and the rock pot. He's a true testament to love and pampered chef. All right, so we've got some onions, and I may have more than I need. We'll see. So we'll put some in here. We're going to let these brown a little bit. By the way, what's the last thing you guys cooked from Pampered Chef? What's the last tool that you used? I am super duper curious. And for those of you who are just joining, I am cooking because my leader team is here today. We get together every other month, and we get around the table, my dining room table. I set a beautiful table, which I can't show you now because some of them are watching. I didn't realize they'd be watching, so I don't want to ruin the surprise. So there's table gifts. I spoil them with lots of good food. And you know what's really fascinating to me is I read in the news and I see posts all the time on Facebook about people who are all stressed about going for an interview for a management position or the next level. And you know what's great is there is no interview to become a manager with Pampered Chef. Instead, you have the opportunity to build and grow as much as you want. There's no ceilings, there's no educational level needed, nothing like that. So if you're looking for an opportunity to be a manager, to support others, to help others, this is where you need to look, okay? No matter what the direct sale company, the multi-level company, take a look at it because there's no ceilings and there's no guidelines. So we've got, right now I've got some onions cooking, and what I'm going to do is prep a pepper. A little tip for you with peppers is when you are only using a portion of a pepper. So the other day I made a salad, and when I made the salad, I cut off just the top of the pepper because I didn't, or the bottom of the pepper if you will, because I didn't need the whole thing, right? So now, and the reason you do that is you want to leave the seeds in. The seeds help keep it fresh. Now I want the rest of the pepper now, so I'm just going to cut into it and cut around the core like this, and it basically takes care of all of my seeds going in the Ziploc bag, all of the stems and all of the ribs. There's a little rib left here that I'll just take out with a knife. And this is the way that I cut a pepper if I need it. So this recipe is an everyday weeknight chili recipe. This is a Pampered Chef recipe. And yes, thank you for mentioning the garlic press, Jerry, because I need to put garlic in here, but I don't know where I think my garlic got, oh, there it is. So we've got our onions cooking. We are going to add some fresh garlic to this. And garlic press, always in the tool turnabout, right? So garlic and skin wraps right around. That goes in the Ziploc bag. Garlic, garlic. You don't have to peel it. Makes life easy. Do not, I don't want to hear that you're buying garlic in a jar. Because you know what? It is just, it's got preservatives in it. It is just not the same flavor. You don't want to do it. So we're just letting the onions simmer down a little bit. We're going to add just a little bit of salt here. And salt draws out the moisture, so it allows them to caramelize. And then we're going to add our turkey to that in just a second. So this is some onions. These are called peppers. You know what's nice is you don't know yeah. Jerry, do you use your garlic press for anything besides garlic? Because I'll use mine for ginger sometimes. I know people have used it to crush bouillon cubes and pills if they have people in the house that don't like to swallow pills. You can use it for that. So we've got onions in here. We're going to add, love this, right? Flexible cutting board. Boom, right in here. We're going to add our pepper. Oh, I think I started to tell you that this is a Pampered Chef recipe. You can go onto my website, www.pamperedchef.biz /Yvette, and you're able to see lots of recipes. So look up Easy Weeknight Chili if you can't wait until I post it later today. Or look up Rock Crock Dutch Oven, and it lists recipes for that. Something about, do they sell that piece separately? I have to look back, Tracy. I missed your message, but I will promise you I'll get back to you. So we've got some turkey here. I have a team member who is not fond of cooked beef, so I'm going to put turkey in this instead. And calls for like 1.5 pounds. I'm going to make it a little bit meatier. I'm going to be really taxing their brains today and making them work. This is for my leader team. We're getting around the table today, and we're going to talk about how can we support our teams better, how can we share with more people, and how can I support them so that they have all that they want. We're also celebrating some promotions. We have some new promotions. Dorothy, I haven't seen you in forever. How are you? Let's see. So here we go. That's cooking. What else? We're going to add some beans. We're going to add some tomatoes. And let me check. I think my brownies may be done. Nope, they need just a little bit more time. But I just realized the bacon needs to go in. So let me just turn up my oven a little bit. Upper oven, bake, temperature up. Because Lord knows, the leader team won't be happy if the bacon isn't done. Oh my gosh, Barbara, sorry that you have to shovel that snow. I wish you were here. Instead, it's raining. All right, so what we're going to add, let me just tell you what we're going to add to this. I've got some beans, some fire roasted tomatoes, some beans, tomato paste. And if I feel it needs a little bit of extra, I will add a can of black beans, because really it's all about creating the recipe as you want it. The recipe also calls for cumin, cocoa, because cocoa adds another depth of flavor, and chili powder. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't have enough chili powder. So I said, what am I going to do? I decided to add the Tex-Mex rub that we have. I don't know where we go. There we go. And hope for the best. I'm thinking that it'll be okay, because the second ingredient in the Tex-Mex rub is chili peppers. So we should be good to go. Here's one of the leaders right now coming through the door. Hi, Patty. Hi. Patty just doesn't know that she's coming on to Facebook Live. Hello. Hello. So, I think that's my sign that I probably need to go. But it's been great, great, great spending the morning with you as I cook for the leaders. So we have brownies in the oven that'll come out. I have an egg bacon bake. I have a French toast bake, and bacon is going in, and then chili for lunch. So I'll post the recipes for those items. I want to thank all of you for joining us, and I think that's all I want to say. Thanks, everybody. Bye.